If you were like pretty much anyone on this planet, you like Star Wars. If you're anything like me, you love Star Wars, and from time to time you want to fly an X-Wing, shoot down a TIE fighter or two, and have a good time. And clearly the best place to do that these days is in Star Wars Battlefront. Came out last year, and it's a good game, but is it the best place to do that? I'm Kit, and this is purely subjective. Now for this, I'm of course using the Xbox One version of Star Wars Battlefront because I don't own a PS4, and I'd rather rub sand in my eyes and install Origin on my computer. And I'm using the 1998 version of X-Wing for comparison, rather than the 1993 version. Some people might get annoyed at that, but whatever. They're all available on goodoldgames.com. They're also available on Steam, but apparently there's some issues with the Steam version, so be warned. Controlling a starfighter in Star Wars Battlefront, very, very simple. All you really need, controller, or at least all I need is a controller, because Xbox One version, your speed, your movement, shooting, special stuff, flipping around, and then even changing perspective. Very, very simple. All on your controller. Now, difference gets to be, for X-Wing, you're gonna need one of these, okay? Or if you're like me, you'll decide that it looks too cool to not also get one of these. Now, there are many, many buttons on these, so you can see all button, joysticks, crazy things. Now, there's a lot of controls in X-Wing. It's a little bit more complicated because it's not an arcadey sort of shooter, it's a simulation. So you'll also need one of these, because there are just too many commands to tie up just on your joysticks. I have to be pressing some buttons on here from time to time. Personally, I like to have all of my speed, my shooting, my targeting, and all of that jazz on these, and then I can easily flip over to the keyboard and just press when I need to do things like shunting shields and power round. What's that you're saying? Shunting shields and power around? I just came here to shoot some TIE fighters. Well, let's talk gameplay, shall we? The starfighter combat that you'll get in X-Wing is a little bit more involved than any of the sort of thing that you'll get in modern games these days. You need to manage the power that your ship produces and distributes amongst the systems. So you have your lasers, you have your shields, and you also have your engines. If you take power from your lasers in order to power your shields or your engines, you may move faster, you may have more defense, but your lasers will start to lose power over time and eventually you won't be able to shoot. Well, I'll just take some power from the shields, but you're going to need those shields because TIE fighters are going to be shooting at you. So it becomes a delicate balance. When can I take power away from the shields in order to power up my lasers? When can I take power away from my lasers in order to power up my shields? Do I just keep them fairly even across the board? Well, you don't want to do that because they're even. You're not losing any power, you're not gaining any power. You're just sitting there. As you keep firing your lasers, you're going to run out. For X-Wing, you can go and throw it into third-person view, but I wouldn't recommend it because the HUD disappears. The HUD is the inside of your cockpit. All of the screens that you see inside your X-Wing, they're all usable. You've got your laser indicators, you've got your power indicators, you've got the time taken in the mission, you've got whether your lasers are linked or not, you have your missiles, whether they're set to 1 or to 2, and how many do you have left. You have your speed indicator, you've got your shield strength, you've got the little switch saying if your shields are set to forward, back, or even. You've got a little thing telling you if you need to eject, you've got a little handle telling you if your S-foils are open or closed, and just keep them open, trust me. You even have a little thing telling you if someone's got a target lock on you or not. It's insane. You even have this big targeting screen. The targeting screen tells you what you have targeted and how far away it is. And if it's a larger ship, it'll tell you where the weak points are. You even have, to the top left and right hand sides of the screen, scopes. And these little dots flying around there tell you, are the enemies behind you? Are they in front of you? It tells you where they are in a 3D space. So at no point are you going to look at these, if you understand what they mean, and be lost. You're going to look at them and go, red dot, right hand side, TIE fighters behind me. Red dot, left hand side, up to the top, it's in front of me and above. I just need to look up and there he is. Of course, X-Wing, you can cycle the lasers as well. You can fire single fire, double fire, quad fire, because you got 4 guns, because you're an X-Wing. You can fly different ships as well. There's A-Wings, Y-Wings, B-Wings. It's insane. There's just so much stuff. And this is a game which came out in 1993. Of course, playing the 1998 remake because it looks better.
My scope shows enemy fighters vectoring in. They're gonna go after our transport ships. Do whatever.
For Battlefront, on the other hand, if you throw it into first-person view, you're not gonna have a good time. Yes, the inside of the cockpit looks just like it does in the movies. It's great. It's really, really, really fun, really cool. You're like, yeah, I'm flying an X-Wing. And then after about 10 seconds, you're gonna switch it back to third person view because you can't see shit. The inside of your cockpit is useless to look at. There's no sensors, no screens. You've just got, a pretty thing and just completely gets in the way. Especially if you go and fly the Millennium Falcon, you have like a porthole to look out of. It is terrible. Now, if you're trying to find where enemy starfighters have gone in Star Wars Battlefront, the only thing you have to help you is your eyes just flying around looking at them, or the little tracker down the bottom left-hand side of the screen. And that works really, really well in the rest of the game when you're on foot, because it's sort of a two-dimensional space. But if you're in a three-dimensional environment, like, say, flying a starfighter around, people might be above you and below you, that is functionally useless aside from saying that, hey, they're everywhere. There are concessions made to that, however. All the enemy starfighters are highlighted in a little red dot, but they can easily be lost because although the environments are very, very pretty, it's very, very busy. So it's very easy to lose those dots and not know where the enemies are. For the rest of it though, your lasers fire very, very quickly, which is great because it takes a lot of lasers to whittle down an enemy fighter, but that's done for game balance. That's fine, that's great, move on. Now, of course, there is a cooldown on those, so if you fire a little bit too much, it's going to be like, hey, whoa, calm down, everything's over here. You're firing boiling hot plasma from us, we got to cool down a little bit from time to time. But it's a lot less involved, and it has been said quite a lot that the Starfighter experience in Battlefront is quite shallow. It's fun, it's good if you jump into a game and have a quick round or two, it's good, it's great, you can just jump in, jump out, cool, you got the Starfighter fixed, you're done. But let's have a look at how long that loading screen is. Of course, the loading screen has been playing all this time, it's just continuing to go through, and at some point, it will get there. Conversely, let's see how quickly it goes from my desktop to flying an X-Wing in a game of X-Wing. Now, surely the place where Battlefront has X-Wing beat is multiplayer. X-Wing doesn't have multiplayer, it's a 1993 game. Surely this is a... oh, hey! Now, there are 3 follow-ups to X-Wing. There is TIE Fighter, there is X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter, and there's X-Wing Alliance. X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter, primarily a multiplayer game, don't you know? But there's going to be no dedicated servers because it is quite an old game. So if you want to play X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter online with your friends, you're going to have to find a workaround for that. Of course, the later titles in the X-Wing series do improve on the features of X-Wing, from the targeting system to the aesthetics to, just generally how the game flows. And the difficulty curve. In the standard X-Wing game, and in TIE Fighter as well, the difficulty is a little bit intense, especially if you want to get all of the bonus and secondary objectives. As for graphics and sound quality, Battlefront hits it out of the park. There is no comparison between the two. I mean, just look at this. Look at Battlefront. Look how beautiful this is. And then just X-Wing. It's night and day, guys. There's no comparison. To this day, it is the most beautiful game that I have ever played. In comparison with X-Wing, X-Wing is not great. It's playable though. The 1993 version, it's quite tough to sit down and get through it, because it's a little, it's not, yeah. The 1998 version, yeah, you feel a little bit more comfortable with it, but it's still, it's not great. If you've been playing all the current gen stuff constantly, and then you're just gonna jump straight back into the 1998 version of X-Wing, it's gonna be a jarring experience for you. If you want the best looking, best sounding Star Wars experience on the market today, you get Battlefront. It's a good game, you'll have great fun, it's solid, you'll play a few rounds, you put it down, it's good, it's fun. Or, if you want the most immersive, the best Star Wars Starfighter experience, you want to feel like a pilot, you want to fly that X-Wing, blow up TIE Fighters, you want to jump into a TIE Fighter in the later game and blow up X-Wings. You want to go ahead and you want to get X-Wing. And not just X-Wing, you want to get the Collector's Edition CD-ROMs, you want to get the 1998 version, you want to get the same for TIE Fighter. You want to then get X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter and the standalone single-player campaign for that. You want to get X-Wing Alliance. And you want to get a joystick in order to play it. And then you can stick that on your computer, have a great time, and you know what? That's about the same price as buying Star Wars Battlefront and all of its DLC. And you'll spend a lot more time getting through it. I'm Kit. This has been Purely Subjective. See ya. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe, do all that sort of thing. Leave a comment if you agree or disagree with what I said. I want to find out what you guys think. And up here, if I can work out how to do it, should be a link to the playlist for me playing all of X-Wing. It should be good fun. Hopefully there's 75 episodes of that. And feel free to join me next year, starting in January. I'm going to be starting to play through all of TIE Fighter. Should be good fun. Should be kind of difficult. I'm going to try and get through all of the bonus missions. Not bonus missions, the bonus objectives. It's going to be tough. It'll be fun, though. And at some point, I'm going to go and start a new multiplayer character and see how high up in Battlefront that I can get. Because it's been a long time since I've played that multiplayer, and I figure I'll start again. Why not? All the Rogue One stuff's out now, so that'll be fun. Bye.